welcome to the Accessible Horizon acting workshop. So the workshop has just started probably half hour ago, and we are having an amazing session. And the participants are all just getting worked up right now. Fawas has started his intense training sessions.
Acting and movement, both are like, for me, art is my conscience, like consciousness. So acting also it's like consciousness, my consciousness. If I am not aware of that, then I can't do in a better way. When it comes to emotions, we need to generate some gestures. That if we are doing particular character, we need to identify. We need to identify the gestures, movement, and everything, because it is the way it is. It's always important, like how we choose our gestures, how we choose, why we move and all. Always movement and gesture is a very key part of it. Like when we start to examine, like when we start acting, like in a course or something, the first thing we do is movement only. Because if we are not aware of our body, then we can't do anything. It's kind of learning and unlearning our body. Through that, like how we will get to know that how to create a character or like being in that moment, because it's very important how we move, how we breathe, what kind of gesture we need to do. All these things, this is the key thing to enhance that particular character in acting and all. First day is actually all about movement and like movement. I start with the movement, then focus and concentration. These are the two things which I start on first day. It's to know how they are and where they are, like as an artist, as an actor and all, like how their body and all. I need to know that thing before I start something.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, up. 1, 2.
It's a very easy way to find a person, how they are and where they are. As an individual, as an artist, we can easily find like what they are. So we need to know that how they use the gestures and movements. But when it comes to acting, usually people will forget that thing. Why we did the movement that much intense and everything, like in very specific manner we did the particular movements and all, because as an actor we need to be aware of a lot of things, like what happens around us. Like at the same time we are like multitasking. If we are acting with a person, like if we have a co-actor, we need to listen to them. At the same time we need to go through our own subtext and text we need to go through.
Now twice to you. 5, 6, 7, 4.
We need to know where we are standing and or sitting or whatever the thing is, and then we need to identify the space and all these things. Like we are doing in a very 360 way we are doing as an actor. So we need to, when we do specifically we do such movements, it will really help us like to be in like multitasking. It's not just we are talking to someone. While we are talking, there is lot of things happen. In a real life also, it's lot of things happen. When I talk to you, a lot of things happens in between. I'm talking to you. Same time I'm listening to something. Same time I'm listening to you. Same time I'm something going inside me, like in that conversation. I need to think. I'm recollecting everything, and I'm filtering everything. A lot of things are happening.
So this is the second day of the acting workshop. So we are all ready.
So I like it very much. The format is very creative and it spreads love and positive energy to the people. Also, it gives you the pleasure of enjoying your own body, like how do you feel to inside outside.
We actually start with imagination. As an artist, we really need to be good at that. Everything we need to create and we need to respond to that. If I kick a ball, they need to know where exactly it goes and how much speed and like all these things we need to analyze. In second part we did with emotions. The first we did imagination, and in that particular imagination how good and easy they are able to do that imaginative performance without any objects or anything. I'm playing football, that's an imaginative football there. We are in a group, everyone should know that this football is this much, and when we hold, we need to know how we hold also. Automatically when I get, okay, my hand should be like this, no. So it should be like this. So we need to aware of that thing. We can't just do this thing, we can't do this thing, we can do this thing. Okay, when someone hit the ball, I can catch like this, okay. So I need to know how big it is. First we start with the movement, then focus and concentration, then we get into the imagination. In that imagination we start to blend with emotions also. In that emotion we create lot of gestures like bhava and all. We will start. Sometimes very aggressive we will look. It's an emotion only. When we do the imaginative exercise, the emotions are also like we need to identify exact what he is going to do and how intense he is and what is his mentality and what is in his thoughts and all. When I do this, my hand comes like this, it is an emotion. Without that emotion, my hands won't come here in daily life also. When we do this thing, it's a gesture, but it's an emotion actually. In that certain moment, it's an emotion.
Today is the third day of the workshop. So we are here at the Art Village, and so we are going to do some improv today, and hopefully after lunch we are going to be doing some scene exercises. So I think it's a good space for us to practice. There's a lot of space for the participants to work on.
The last day we did the improvisation, like with all these things we did, like we have done movement, then focus and concentration, then imagination, then emotion. Now everything together we starts to do an improvisation. We need to know how they reveal their best in them with all these tools. The first thing is physicality. When we are sitting and someone is coming behind and like making us scared, then the first thing is like we are doing the gesture or that movement. Then it becomes the emotion in a minimalistic way. That's the first thing we think about the workshop. It's all about minimalism. It's not about how exaggerate and how minimal we can do in a particular very subtle way. The workshop is all about minimalism.
Next.
That instincts everyone has. When we born with that instincts only, movement instincts only. Movement is an inbuilt thing. It's an instinct to move. But when we grew up with a lot of things, we actually forget to do that thing. That's it. We can re-identify. The part I did was like I learned where they are. Then I tried to. Actually, I made them revisit what exactly they are. That's what I did through the movement and everything. And for that, I did exercise kind of like cube exercises and all. Why it matters when it comes to movement or anything. It's a one way of exercise which I can make them move without knowing them, without knowing themselves. I gave some certain guidance and asked them to do all these things, writing and drawing. And I asked them to do what exactly they did. I didn't do anything. Everything I asked to draw, I let them know these are the parts which we can move, and they chose body parts and everything, and I asked them to imagine they are in a cube and whatever they choose, they reach that place. It's a magic only. Like I just helped them to revisit that thing. So most of them, not most of them, everyone were like very surprise also, like how they move in such things and all. There is a lot of exercise and lot of way to find our own movement and that movement vocabulary and to enhance that and to go in a certain point and all. It's not the only one, but it's the one way to do that thing.
And when I say emotional resonance is basically what you feel with that scene. Okay? Because obviously a scene is the basic unit of a screenplay and emotion is the basic unit of a story, right? So how are we going to integrate this into a scene and make it interesting? Okay, you're going.
I'll do one or both. That's it.
Yeah.
താമസമെന്തേ വരുവാൻ പ്രാണസം.
Obviously, as an actor, you can't just come into a scene without knowing what it is about, who you are as a character, what is the background of the character. You have to have some semblance of what the character is about. Now, this is not about how good you are, right? It's about being how true you are, how authentic you are. And as an actor, I think even as a writer again, you really have to bare your soul. Otherwise, the scene is not going to stick. Just stay in the zone for a while before you transition into reality.
And always be conscious. Who is standing, who is just completely in the present and just like mugging dialogue and mugging expressions. Like at this dialogue, I close to do this and this. It's like it felt like a magic. It was like completely letting go, and this I could feel myself that this is a magic.
The very fact that you guys did it in such a short time and without any kind of a hesitation, I think that itself is a huge success, I feel. Because இங்க வந்து யாரும் நம்ம ஜட்ஜ் பண்றதுக்காக வரல. Like we are not here to judge anybody, and that I somehow feel the last 2 days வந்து நம்மள வந்து it's made us some kind of the closeness. It's given us some kind of a closeness so that we are able to share a part of ourselves with each other.
Big thanks to everybody who was here. And then our team, like we've got a fantastic team. I think people with technical and communication.
We only told about this workshop, and I want to bring all my actors here to experience with different people, different place, and everything.